Welcome to Mommy Issues, a podcast where an ex-reality TV star mom
and her reality TV loving daughter
bridge the gap between their generations through celeb news, all things Bravo,
and their own personal mommy issues.
Wow.
Let me just decide. He did a lot. What is that, Penny?
That's why you said to be festive, because you were going to be so festive.
Well, I mean, I wanted to find something sparkly, but I didn't have sparkly. Oh, God, it's a lot. And but yeah, I figure it's our last hurrah in 2022, and we have to appreciate. Can you bring me that Batman book that I put under
For
here?
those of you who are listening and not watching, my mom got invited. All right, what am I saying? I accepted her coming into the Zoom, and she was wearing New Year's Eve glasses with the 2023 sign behind her. I mean, she's going all out. Are you a big New Year's person?
Huh?
Are you a big New Year's person?
Yes, because I feel that I just like Larsa. I love new beginnings.
Okay, mommy, you need to like get your shit together. Get
I'm
your mic closer to you.
People like get my what closer to me?
Get your mic closer. Just like keep your screen in one place.
Do you remember all the people that were in my house while you were here and all the things I hosted? Ask your husband. He was very proud of me. And so I had to find all this stuff, which was hidden beneath a bunch of other stuff.
Well,
all right.
It looks great.
Can you pull it? Okay, wait.
Oh, God.
Happy New Year. Wait, Kenny, you have to do it closer. Get closer.
I don't want to pop it in.
Wait, closer here. Get in the thing.
We got more.
In the thing. It didn't work.
No, that's not one of those with this confetti that has like stuff in it.
Oh, that's just noise.
Yeah, you just
not the British ones.
No, okay. All right, let's get started. Welcome to the last episode of Mommy Issues for 2022.
Yes, welcome. And thank you so much for sticking with us through 2022, or, the second half of 2022.
Yes.
Right?
Well, not really. We started in March. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah.
We're so happy that you guys are enjoying this podcast. We are having a lot of fun doing it. At first I was like, there's 3 people listening, but no, there's a lot more than 3
now
people
there's
listening.
A lot more.
Yeah. And they like what we have to say. And that just makes us happy. And we love doing it. So
we do. It's fun.
Yeah. It is fun.
Why don't we start with some highlights and lowlights? Like, it's been a minute. So
it's been a minute.
Has it been a minute? It hasn't been that long, has it?
Well,
like maybe 2 weeks
before Christmas.
Bless you.
Yeah.
So why don't we start with some lowlights and highlights from the last 2 weeks for you?
I hate to say this, but I'm really into gratitude right now. And so it's hard for me to find lowlights. I've gotten used to the fact that my life is never really smooth sailing, but it's also never
no one's life
horrible. No, but it looks like it, right? When you look at social media stuff, my life is never smooth sailing. I always have hurdles and bumps in the road and whatever. I've gotten used to them. I kind of learned to embrace them, and I kind of am always at the end proud of how I've handled them. So it's really a highlight. I am done with 2022. Yeah. Not that some good things haven't happened. Obviously, you told me I can't mention Lola as a highlight, but what the fuck? Lola is the highlight.
No, no,
she is for you too.
Of course, but it's like such an obvious one, and like
it is.
I want to do I asked you yesterday, like prepare a couple things, like your best moments of 2022, so we can go through them in the podcast. And you said simply no.
Simply no.
You were like, no, I'm good. I was like, okay.
Right. Well, because I'm already in the headspace of I am moving on. I am going to kill 2023. It's not
looking
even
in the rear view.
Right. But I've never really said that. You know how people say that all the time? I'm good. 2023 is going to be my year. People have said that to me. You really believe 2023 is going to be your year? No, I know it is for many reasons. I've had some therapy. Oh. And you want to know what my therapist discovered? which I should have known because I've had this problem. Oh, sorry. Did you lose me?
No,
Oh, I lost you. You still see me?
I still see you.
Okay, well, let me
What do
see
you
if I
mean you
can.
lost me?
I don't see your picture and I like to look at your beautiful face. Hold on, I'm sorry. And look, to be honest, I like to look at myself.
Well, can
I
you
mean,
see
who am I
yourself?
kidding? Okay. Yeah, I can see myself
Okay.
not big like I see you. Okay. So so here's what I've discovered. And there is no way of saying this without sounding conceited. So let me just put it out there that
Oh,
I know I'm old. I know I am not, nobody my age is as attractive or as hot or as, what is it? Glowing or whatever the thing that I said,
radiance.
radiance as I used to be.
Right.
But a lot of times I have friends that are in a different position than me financially for different reasons. This is not, I'm not going into whether anybody earned it or whatever, because in one way or another, even if you were with some old, nasty, rich guy, you've earned it.
Yeah.
That's work I'm not willing to do.
Yeah.
So the point is, I, you used to do this and I would give you advice. I would always make myself smaller or less to
Mm-hmm.
make them feel more comfortable.
Right.
So if I wanted to look good, I wouldn't look too good. If I
Mm.
wanted to lose weight, I wouldn't lose too much weight. I
Oh
wouldn't,
yeah, is that what you were doing?
and yeah, yeah. And can I tell you what? It doesn't make a difference. They're still going to avoid you in certain circumstances and situations because it's their insecurity, not mine. And so
Where is this
I've got,
going?
huh?
Where is
Nowhere.
this
I'm
going?
trying. It is going somewhere. You can go on tangents if you want. It's not a tangent. I'm telling you, this is a big highlight and why I'm so focused on
Oh, okay,
2023.
okay. I didn't know what the
Oh, well,
through
I'm
line
sorry.
was. I thought you were just like going.
No,
Sometimes you
I
go on tangents.
don't.
I got to reel you back in. Got to make
Listen,
sure.
I am a very good speaker, an excellent
Okay,
public speaker, and I bring
you're a
things full
star.
circle. I am a
You
star.
were born
It's
a star, and that's
self-proclaimed.
why you're always in the spotlight. Okay.
Is that what it said? Because I didn't hear
Yeah,
very well.
she said.
Okay.
Alexia said,
Yeah. Okay.
"I'm always going to be in the spotlight because I'm a star."
Okay, well, I'm a star and I'm always going to be in this. No, I don't think that I'm a star. I think that I work hard and that I'm smart and that I'm just
You
whatever I
are.
put my mind to, I can do. And so this
Oh yeah,
is
you are.
my year. Not
Yes.
going to apologize for who I am, for
Amen.
anything, nothing.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
Um, so just in regards to highlights and lowlights,
Oh boy.
what was the highlight and lowlight of that?
The highlight
Just give me
is
let
okay.
me
The
be very
highlight,
clear. Highlight of
Cliff
the
knows.
last 2 weeks, lowlight of the last two
Highlight of
weeks.
the last 2 weeks that I discovered some of the things that have been holding me back.
Got it.
Lowlight was that it was painful to discover it through therapy.
Okay, great.
There you go.
That was wonderful.
Thank you. What about
Um,
you, Beva? Since you're just, what earrings are those?
I don't
Are they
know.
new?
No, I think you
Oh, I
may have
gave
got
you
these
those.
for me. Yeah.
I
You said festive. I don't really have anything festive except
mean, I don't
jewelry.
I don't do glittery stuff, but whatever.
Um, okay. Highlight of the last 2 weeks was probably Christmas.
For
We
sure. That was, yeah.
traveled to Miami with Lola. Lola's first time on a plane, Lola's first time in Miami for Christmas. And it was really nice. We were there for a couple days and, it was
And my
so
mom
nice.
just made everything great.
And yes, you did. It was amazing. It was like every morning we would wake up and it was like, hey, I'm making like some breakfast. Want to come over? And then you'd come over and there was like hash browns, pancakes, grits bowls, like just anything you can possibly dream of was like at your disposal. You guys hungry? Like gourmet meal 5 minutes later. So that
That's
was
what I do.
great. The low light was the Airbnb situation, which I need to tell this story. So, traveling with an infant is no small feat. Like, you have to really prepare. You control the things that you can control because there's going to be shit that goes wrong for sure. So, like, leading up to this trip, my mom graciously booked us an Airbnb for the time that we were going to be there. It was very expensive in Miami Beach because it's only
Because you
in
insisted.
Jolene loves Miami Beach. And he was like, I want to be able to like go outside and walk around and
And
pop into
walk
a
to the
coffee
beach.
shop, whatever, all this stuff. So I'm like, great, whatever, Miami Beach. I don't care. My mom booked us an Airbnb in Miami Beach on Espanola Way, which if you know that area, it's a walk street. It's like a
Which
pedestrian
I warned
street,
you,
which is cool,
but it's
but
also a tourist trap.
exactly. So um a day before getting there, I ordered Instacart to my mom's house to be delivered like an hour before we land so she could put it in her car. We have the pack and play in her car. She's going to pick us up with her boyfriend so that we can make sure all the stuff it's a whole production, okay? We pull up to this Airbnb on the outside, so cute. We walk in, it's a true dump. Not dump, but it's like
It did not reflect the
no,
pictures,
it
nor
did
did
not.
it reflect the reviews, which were all 5 star and super
Right.
host
Which
and all
just
that.
makes you think like people have really low standards, huh? Like
Yeah.
we know that, but like, wow.
Yeah.
So, in my head, I'm exhausted. I'm like, I'm not gonna walk in and tell my mom, this is gross. We're leaving. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
But your
I'm
mother knows you're
I'm sucking it. I was like, I'm sucking it up. We're gonna stay here. Like, I'm not gonna complain, whatever. So I proceed to unpack everything, which takes what, an hour? Like 45 minutes to an hour. Again, we have a
yeah.
baby. You have to set up like so many things. We hang everything, whatever. In that time that I'm unpacking, my mom's boyfriend, Ken, goes to sit on a chair in the living room. And when he sits, a little, not little, regular regular size cockroach crawls out from under the chair.
And like broad light, like
Yeah, it was just
it
like,
was
oh
at
no,
home.
I
Yeah,
live
yeah, yeah.
here. I live here. You're
Yeah. And
intruding
it
on my
wasn't
space.
small.
No.
It was the size of a Buick.
And it disappeared. And like we tried to look for it everywhere. No, nowhere to be found. Again, I'm like, it's okay. You
Oh, I
brought
was just not
Raid,
okay. I did. I
like
had brought all
whatever.
the
We're gonna
stuff.
keep moving. We're gonna keep moving. We're going in and out of the Airbnb, like bringing stuff in from the car. You come in and you're like, there's 100 cockroaches outside. You have to make sure to close the door every time you open it. And
I fumigated outside.
I'm gonna kill myself. I was like, this is not a vacation in my head because I don't like to be scared walking outside or
No, and we
walking in the
particularly,
room.
you, me, and your sister are, it's an unnatural almost obsession.
I don't even like to say the word
Me
cockroach
neither.
because I
Or
feel
see
like
pictures
it's
or
bringing it into my world. Like I'm not
right,
kidding. It's
absolutely.
not even
Yeah,
like a joke. It's not okay. Those creatures, I can't.
they have no purpose.
So whatever. We finish unpacking. My mom ends up leaving. I get into bed and Jolene like comes into the room and I'm sobbing. And he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I can't stay here. I cannot stay here. This is like horrible. This is worse. Our bungalow, which our bungalow, listen, my house is nice. It's not 5 star nice, but it's nice. I'm like, our house is
It's
a
nice and it's
five
clean and
star
it's your stuff.
hotel
Yeah.
in comparison. Like, this is not a vacation. This is
No,
not
right.
fun. We've traveled all this way. It was such a crazy trip to Miami. I was like, I can't do this. So,
Right.
whatever. It was just a nightmare. Long story short, we ended up moving over to the Gables, which is
No, but the
really,
funny part of the story is that you waited till the morning to call me, and unbeknownst to you, I had already contacted,
yeah.
because I know you, I had already contacted the woman, told her the place was unacceptable,
Mm-hmm.
and had already, when you called
She
me, I
had
said,
done
for sure.
everything. And I woke up and I was like so nervous because it's like, oh my God, I just didn't want you to think I was ungrateful for what you had done. And like I was so scared you weren't gonna be able to get your money back. In that case, I was like, we'll stay here. It's fine. We'll just sleep
From the
here, you know?
parking when I left, as
Yeah.
we backed up that night, I had already called her.
Yeah. Which thank God, because yeah, I mean, I was so happy to leave.
I
Also,
wouldn't have
it,
stayed there.
it was also just like a good thing to realize. Like we ended up staying at a Hyatt in Coral Gables, which was so nice. And like
So nice.
I was like, we can stay in a hotel. Like I think there's
Right,
this
because and
thing
then
when
you
you
were
have a
so close to the
baby.
house.
Yeah. And I just thought like, well, we have a baby. I'm gonna need to be able to like I need a kitchen and I need whatever. I didn't need any of that. I had a
I
coffee
feel well,
maker that
yeah, and you have
dispensed hot water for formula. I like
and you
everything
had
was fine.
catering.
Yes, exactly.
By the
So
way, people, just so you know, Beva can stay here anytime she wants. Her sister was staying here. I downsized after the house you guys saw in Real Housewives, so it's a smaller house,
Yeah. It's hard with three
also
people.
they really enjoy their space.
We
They
do.
like to have their own space,
It
which
also
I'm
just
not
makes
offended by.
it makes it so that we want to come over and then we want to stay there longer instead of like we need to get the fuck out of here because
Right,
we
right,
feel trapped. Like it makes it
right. Well,
so
most
it's
people don't feel that way, but yes, she
okay.
feels
Well,
trapped a lot.
no, it's not that. You're agoraphobic and then you make it so that you don't want to leave the house. And then I feel like I get that energy where I'm like, well, then I don't want to fucking leave the house either.
I know, but staying home is so nice, especially
It
when everything is
is.
nice and everything is like,
No, it's true. It's true.
yeah.
It was all in all, it was great. I think it was a good thing that happened because it made us realize that like we can stay at a hotel and it's not gonna, if
And
anything,
you
it's
don't have to
better.
go to another like city.
Right. Yeah. And plus, God, traffic in
And you
Miami
hate
is
Miami
so
Beach.
bad. Like, God, having to come over to the Gables from Miami Beach would have been rough.
I know. You told me that when you saw US 1, you were just so happy.
Oh my God. I was thrilled. So yeah, that was my highlights and lowlights.
Okay.
Should we talk a little bit about Miami?
Wait, hold on. Yeah, of course we need to talk about Miami. There's 2 episodes we haven't discussed, and really there's just so much to talk about.
What do you
I
want to
mean,
talk? I mean, first of all, I'm gonna say I just watched the last episode
right. So did
yesterday.
I, and I don't remember the one before. So maybe
The one
you
before was when we found out, like Lisa actually revealed that Lenny was having an
right,
affair. That's like
right,
when everything really blew up.
right. And by the way, today on Instagram, and this was made reference to in the last episode, yesterday's episode. Well, yeah, that on Thursday's episode that Lisa had confronted Lenny and the woman at
Did you see the
Formula
video?
One, and there's a video now. And look, there's 2 sides to every story. The truth is somewhere in the
Mm,
middle. I do believe that Lisa, she's a party animal. She likes to have fun.
well,
Lenny
that's
was
like
was working a lot. But Lisa also allowed a lot of things that I would have never, just constantly around these beautiful women. He
in lingerie, like
in
these like half
lingerie,
naked parties.
right. But that is his client base. That is why she has the lifestyle that she has. But it is really tempting. And, she's still young. She still looks good. But what happens in 5 or 10 years? He's still operating on the
He's
perfect
gross.
25-year-old. Yeah. And he is gross.
This is
Um,
all like he's gross. And
so I don't like what he's doing.
it's not only that, I think it like look, there's obviously men cheat, especially like there's something,
And women cheat.
no, I know, but there's something about Miami that like it almost feels like so normal over there at this point where it's like, oh yeah, it's just part of our lifestyle. He cheats,
Cheating.
whatever. The thing about Lenny that was like really gross was just being like taking it 0 to 60 of like,
Yeah, but I'm not
I'm
sure
gonna
that's
be, I'm gonna be dating her. You're gonna get a front row seat, like all that stuff. I'm like, you're an
because
asshole.
we don't.
Also, you have little kids.
Right. But I think that there's a possibility that he had mentioned to her that this was the case and it was leading up to that and that she was just in denial.
Oh, so
I do
you're
think,
that's because Marisol and Alexia said that.
no, yeah, I hang on
I'm just
every
saying,
word
like, why
that
would you
Betty
say that?
Ford and whatever, the 55-year-old quinceañera say. Are you crazy? No, I know Lisa, and I know that she is in many ways innocent and a little gullible. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So people say every marriage has problems, every whatever. And she just thought, we're just going through this thing. And he says that, remember, and at the reunion, she said 8 years ago when he did the emotional cheating, which
yeah.
now we know
Oh
for
my
sure,
God.
it wasn't emotional, but he told me he didn't love me anymore. So eight
Mm.
years ago, he didn't love her anymore. And then they went through 8 years of kind of okay. So his behavior has been confusing, and uh, she's absolutely not very whatever, perceptive and things like that. She's also young and again gullible. So I think that
So you just think,
I would have known, like there would have been signs and I wouldn't have put up with some of his behavior. I mean, think about it.
yeah,
Even the way that he reacted to
Spoke to
her
her.
trying to open the
Oh my
wine thing
God. That was crazy.
is just a testament to the fact that he's abusive and a
Yeah.
despot. I don't
Even the
like him.
way that he was like, their nanny had broken her
Oh
hand
yeah,
and
this
she was
is
like
not what you call
calling
an
911. I was like, sir, like you need to
right,
take
but
care of the people that take care of your children. Like
right, but he
you
was
need to
thinking,
go.
yeah, but he was wearing the liability hat. That's what he was doing. Like
Ugh,
I knew that right away. He figured if there's a police report made, if they go to the hospital, she can make a claim on his homeowner's insurance, and he,
oh
it's a
my
lot of
God.
money, and
What
he
about
just didn't
being
want to be involved.
human?
He doesn't.
He's a
Listen,
robot.
the day I met him and the day I met his parents, I realized that they had raised a robot.
Mm.
He is not a caring, feeling person. So, I feel
Well,
terrible for her. I feel
yeah,
terrible for
me
the
too.
kids.
I honestly, I will say, like from last night's episode, I love his mom and Lisa getting lunch together and just being like, this fucking man, he's
Yeah, but
disgusting.
but that lasted 5 minutes because that woman's a monster. She has
Mm.
always been horrible to Lisa, and right now she's being horrible to Lisa again.
Oh,
So,
well, it's like
it
it's
was
she has
5 minutes, but
grandkids. I think she has grandkids, so she has to like make sure that,
yeah,
you know, whatever.
yeah. But he affords the parents a very nice lifestyle too,
Yeah.
because it's not that they're destitute, but they don't have any money, and they're going to accept whoever he's with.
That
You
woman
know,
is disgusting. Have you seen the video that Lisa posted of her confronting Lenny
yeah,
and
with
the
the licking the lips and stuff. Like, what is
what
that?
is with that girl? She's sick.
Yeah,
She's truly
yeah.
sick. And by the way, he's going to do the same fucking shit to her.
Karma baby.
And I hope to
Yeah.
God that she like
Well,
cannot land a man after that. I just there's a
or
special place in hell for a girl like that, for real.
but what's worse is that what would be really funny is if she left him, because
Yeah,
he's not
well,
she's in that video, she doesn't look that great, but you look at her Instagram, she's pretty stunning. She's less than half his age. So
so she's gonna be fine.
if she leaves him, that would just be funny because he's gross. He's gotten
He's
less and less
gross.
and less
Wait, my
attractive.
favorite thing, the favorite quote of that
Huh?
episode was they go through different interview setups of being like everyone being like, I never liked him, or of course I knew. And Kiki was like, yeah, I knew he would cheat. And they asked her why. And it's like the shape of his head.
Because he's what?
She said the shape of his head. Because of the shape of his head, she knew that he would cheat.
She is so funny.
I
She
love
reminds
it.
me a little bit, not to the iconic level of Phaedra, but Phaedra says some things that
I
just
love
are like,
Phaedra.
where do you get that? And it's
It's
so
so
funny.
good.
Yeah,
She's so
she's funny,
funny.
but
I love Kiki so much. What did you think of the
all right.
shaman?
But this, I think that whether the shaman was real or not, and that just depends on whatever, I think that it was good for them, but at the same time, how do you go from being like on attack mode to like, like it's just ridiculous. You're either friends or you're not friends. Those women hate each other, like they do.
Yeah.
They for the most part do. Like there's some alliances, but they can't stand each other.
But I think that because they're like, they need this show to continue being successful, they remain
Right.
friends. And I think that even when they stop filming, I think they remain friends for that exact reason. Like the thing that ties
They
them
don't talk to
together
each other in
is
between.
Marisol and Alexia, you don't think
Oh
talk?
yeah, they do because
Nicole and Gertie, you don't think talk?
yeah,
Kiki and
yeah.
Larsa, you don't
No,
think
I'm
talk? Yes,
saying
they
that
do.
the separate, yeah. Well, I think Larson, no, I think Larson disconnects from everybody.
No, her and Kiki are actual friends.
Uh, you know, she, oh, okay. But it's not everybody that she invites to her home.
Yeah,
It's her
exactly.
home.
But that's the whole thing. It's like just because it's not like when the cameras go down on every single franchise, they're not all getting together still in the way that they do when the cameras
But
are up.
you,
Like the
but
group
you,
thing. It's
yeah, but you do
individuals.
maintain certain, like, for example, I met Joanna through the show, and I don't talk to Joanna every day, but I do talk to her sometimes, and I stay in touch with her because I genuinely like her. Roman also,
Yeah.
Leah now, who just hates the show, won't watch, but sometimes I have to send her clips and stuff because they're just so funny. Like she didn't even know what a great reaction she got at BravoCon.
Really?
When her thing came out. Yeah, she's just completely uninterested. And it's funny that you hear people like Alexia and Marisol saying she was just trying to find a way to infiltrate herself and to insinuate herself in the show. No, she did not want to do it. They
Yeah.
begged her and they wanted her to be more part of it. So she says, I'll shoot one thing, whatever. She didn't even like, I remember talking to her when it happened. And
Mm.
so, she does not want to be part of that show. And clearly, from everything I read on Instagram and everything else, people would love to have her back.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
would.
So
I don't know why.
just
I'm like, I can do without. She's fine. I just like, I
well,
like
but
the
think about it.
fact.
She's at least more. I do. Okay, so the reason I think Leah would add something is because right now that show is the blind leading the blind. When you hear them all giving advice to Lisa, you just realize that it's like, what's going on? You're all idiots. Just
Yeah,
shut
but
up.
it's not that. It's also,
Hi.
it's also the,
Hi.
you want to say
Hi.
something?
Oh, yeah, buy her.
Lola.
Yeah.
Ah.
Use that formula.
Ah. We have our language.
Yeah, I
Look
know
at
you
her. She
do.
has a comb over.
No, she looks, when her hair is wet, she looks a little bit like Hitler. Like we can't do wet hair in this house. The thing about Miami that I love though, that's different than a lot of the other franchises, is all the women are not young because obviously you have the rotten corpse, but yeah, 3 scoops. They're all young at heart. So they all like to party and drink and whatever. And that's what makes Miami fun. Whereas, like, even with like, I love Potomac. Potomac has Karen Huger, who's like, you know, old. And then, like, I don't know, there's a lot of different franchises that have an element of old to it where I don't
not
think
older than
Miami
the
has.
other ones. She's just right. Miami, because they found people that are just whatever. One's an alcoholic and the other one's, whatever.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah,
Marisol's alcoholism. Like,
it's horrible.
People are talking about it now because
everybody's
it's
talking
out
about
of control.
it. It is.
Jolene's
And the
rolling
thing
his
is,
eyes at
her being a PR professional, right?
Mhm.
And she had a PR company, whatever, whether it was an event company or whatever. That the whole messaging with brands that sell alcohol is drink responsibly. Drink responsibly.
Mhm.
There is no drinking responsibly. I mean, and the thing is, it's not like her little sippy cup is empty. No, she's a drinker. She
No,
slurs.
When they're
is like,
asking, they go to that last dinner in the last episode where they're like, "What do you guys want to drink?" Oh, I'll have a whatever glass of
shot. She
champagne.
wanted a shot.
She wanted a shot.
Yeah,
Do you know
she
how
needs
dark
it
it is to be drinking a shot alone?
during the
Like,
day.
that was
Like,
crazy town.
but what her appearance reflects that. She has been written hard, she
Dude,
really has.
She really needs like actual help. I'm not kidding. Like, that's not
No.
good.
No. And she's like,
Do you think it has to do with her mom's death? Like, did she
No,
start drinking like
no.
that after her mom died?
No. She's always been that. And listen, no matter how much, yes, she loved her mother. We all love our mothers, but I think what made her an alcoholic, if she is in fact an alcoholic, people are saying it. So
I'm very confident in saying she's an alcoholic. And I know you can't like tell people they're alcoholics. She is an alcoholic.
She definitely appears to be one. Is her obsession over the past 10 years to get back on the show. The fact that in trying to get back on the show, she was met with some hesitation that made her not, there was a chance she wouldn't be on the show at all. I remember Alexia saying that. Then somehow she managed to become a friend when she found some poor guy whose wife had left him and decided that they would have, well, they didn't really get married, some spiritual thing in Tulum. And now they're just drinking buddies. You know what I mean?
That's what
not a real marriage.
Yeah.
And he is a very nice guy, and he could have done better. I don't see that lasting at all. For whatever reason, I don't know what his story is, but I do he and I have a lot of friends in common, and he is a nice, respected guy from a great family. He's not like, Todd from Staten Island. I park my cars in my penthouse in the sky.
Hold on. Jolene. Jolene. Oh my God. Jolene. Oh my God. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm a single fucking mom.
Yes, this is true.
Hi.
For Lola.
Oh my God.
Lola, look at my glasses.
He's in the bathroom. My cabinet is broken, so they're coming to fix it. I get so mad if he doesn't answer because I feel like he's just ignoring me, but he's literally in the bathroom.
Yeah, this time he's not ignoring you. This time.
Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, I think she is an alcoholic, and she's always like slurring, and she's, I need a cocky. And
Also, stop trying to make cockies happen. It's not going to happen.
Cocky is not a thing,
Nobody wants to give me a cocky for a drink.
And then the other thing that she's done is that because Cocky's not getting the laughs or the whatever she wants, she's, I need a stiff cock. Now that's just vulgar. It's just.
And she's telling it to waiters, like, yeah, we need cockies. It's like, again,
yeah,
no one gets it.
I think if you're younger, it's cute. When you're her age and look the way that she does, it is so desperate. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're drinking yourself into a personality. And it's just mortifying. And then the whole, like, I don't know, she tries to do these things. It's like, monkey, I don't know. I need to see monkey. She goes, Lisa, monkey.
I hate it. I hate it
what
so
much.
What
is that? You know what I mean?
I really
and
can't.
Sitting on Alexia's lap.
I would rather Leah in there than fucking Marisol.
Well, that, of course. But Leah at least has something
I think everybody, I think everybody would.
Yeah, and then, sitting on Alexia's lap during an interview just to insinuate herself into an interview. It's like, oh, I'm so wacky. I'm so, what? You're not. You're desperate. You're desperate. The
desperation like oozes out of her.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a way
and then,
that's like hard to watch.
Yeah. And then you see her at an event, and all of a sudden it's like Jill Zarin pops up, who is like, Marisol is like Jill Zarin Jr. Actually, I think Marisol is more desperate, but it's like, hi, I'm Jill Zarin.
Gracias.
That was it? They fixed it? It was just a hinge?
Yeah. Sí, eso es todo. Gracias. Yeah. Sí, gracias. Yeah, I don't know how to do anything. So it was just literally like screwing something in.
Yeah, so Jill Zarin shows up, and it's like those two, they will go to the opening of an envelope. You know what I mean? They will. Somebody came to fix the cabinet, and they were knocking on the door. Very rude. I'm sorry. There's a lot going on. Can you take her, please, while I finish this?
It's more of a joke.
What's a joke? What's a joke?
No, yeah. What? I want to know what's a joke too. I want to know what's a joke too.
Everyone's mad at you. Just
yeah, I'm super mad.
Everyone's pissed off.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's savage.
Mommy's on edge today.
Mommy's on edge when daddy's not being a dad.
Right. And plus, we're trying to do this, this takes effort.
Everyone's mad at me.
Okay, go into the room. I have 10 more minutes, and then we'll be.
Okay.
Fight in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll fight in 10 minutes.
Perfect.
Close the door. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm not going to start any more disjointed conversations.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just, look, there's a lot going on. Okay. There's a lot going on.
You think that's a lot going on. The fact this is your self-indulgence. The super came to screw something.
Yeah.
Ken bought him a fucking.
Yeah. And it hasn't gotten here yet. By the way, that other box got here yesterday.
I sent them both at the same time.
No, but like, how did that happen so fast?
Okay. Anyway. Because I have contacts at, I don't know.
At UPS?
You never know.
Okay.
Was it? Okay.
Whatever. Anything else from Miami before we move on?
Yes, I have a lot to say about Miami. I need to understand. Yes, I need to understand the star thing. I didn't really hear it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Alexia said, I'm always going to be in the spotlight because I was born a star. And everybody like rolled their eyes so far back in their heads
Right.
that they didn't even know what to do.
Then in her, I don't know how she speaks with her foot constantly in her mouth. Okay. Because then the funny thing is not so much the things she says, which are asinine, the things that she says to defend the things that she said. She says, well, you say that you're the best whatever in Vogue. It's like, I didn't say it. Vogue published that I am the number one. This is a self-proclamation on your part. There has been no evidence of your stardom. You have no talent. Like, it's so embarrassing to me.
She's always going to be in the spotlight because she
makes a spectacle of herself.
I think it's just like because I wear clothes and I'm on a TV show, period. And I have Instagram, which in that case,
have you seen
I was
what
born
happened?
to be a star. You were born to be a star. We're all born to be. If you have an Instagram, baby, you were born to be a star.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like she should have just kind of stayed more to who she was before. Like, even with the way that she's dressing, she's not getting any points for being, she doesn't come out in any things as like a great dresser or whatever, because again, it's
the way that she dresses is quintessential Miami. That's what it is.
But it's embarrassing. Look at Kiki, how fabulous she dressed Gertie. And then Gertie, what's up with Gertie? Like, I don't understand her facial expressions. She also uses she likes to use metaphors, and she does not know what a metaphor is, so she needs to stop.
The facial things were so strange. I didn't realize that she did that.
It's like, she talks so fast, and it's like, well, more money is more money. Gertified. Everything's gertified. Like, I used to love her. Can't deal with her anymore.
Yeah, she's a lot. She's a lot.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I thought was really funny was the desperate scene with Lisa and the husband, and the borscht, whatever, who she admitted that the mother-in-law had taught her how to make borscht. And then she's saying like, oh, I've been making it, the mother looks at it and she goes, it needs more water. She goes, no, it doesn't. I've been making it for 10 years. And then Marina goes, I've been making it for 100 years, and then they sit down to eat, and she goes, I think we should start having Shabbat. Is it Shabbat? Ken, is it Shabbat?
Yeah, it's Shabbat.
Dinners on Friday. Okay. Shabbat dinners on Friday. And then Lenny's looking at her like, what? We've been married for like 150 years, and now you're interested in my religion and
doing
culture.
It all for the camera.
Right. And then she goes, did you guys grow up doing Shabbat? He goes, no. And then Logan on cue is like, I want to go to Jewish school because I'm Jewish. Just like you could tell that it was so planned. I thought that was terrible and whatever. And then one more thing was in the episode before, when Alexia announced that all Russian women were prostitutes.
Oh, that was pretty bad.
Because she saw it on a documentary. And then Adriana, not to be outdone, she goes, have you seen I saw something on a documentary too. It was called Cocaine Cowboys.
I love Adriana.
And then she publicly admitted, which was also stupid. Alexia's like, I don't like the way cocaine makes me feel. So now you've just admitted on national television that you've done cocaine.
Mommy, everyone's done cocaine. Who cares?
I've never done matter.
Okay, but you're a prude.
No, I'm not a different. Prude. I really just think like,
also you were born in the 80s. You were probably the only, not born in the 80s. You were like a 20-year-old in the 80s. You were probably the only person who didn't do cocaine. I don't think it's crazy to admit that you don't like the way cocaine makes you feel, therefore you don't do it anymore.
Especially somebody that's done cocaine like I've seen her do cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot. So you must like it to some extent. I don't know. I think they should just drop the mojitos and hold the cocaine baggies, and that's it.
Okay, well now you're stereotyping Miami.
Okay. No, they are stereotyping Miami, and I just now want to move.
Now you want to move. Okay, let's move on from this. This is not super interesting anymore. Okay, I wanted to go through my 2022 year, my highlights of 2022 that don't involve Lola.
Okay.
2022.
Did you hear what you sounded like? I want to go over my 2022 and I want to talk about everything that doesn't involve Lola. Okay.
Yeah, because here's the thing. It's very clear that the best part of 2022 was Lola.
Go.
Okay. Number one, I changed my last name, and not like a sentimental, like, oh, now I have my husband's last name. It was more of like, God, that
I
was
want to have
so
my
annoying.
daughter's last name.
What?
That you want to have your daughter's last name?
No, it wasn't that. It was, do you know how annoying it is to change your last name, the process of doing it? It's annoying.
Mhm.
So
Right.
I got it done. And that was the highlight.
That was awesome, but you also lost your TSA.
Oh, I know. That's on my to-do list. I have to like update my fucking TSA.
Okay. Number one.
That was number one. Number two.
How many are in this list?
1, 2,
Just in
3,
case I
4,
want to
9, 10,
not
11.
off. 11. No, cut it down to 10.
Okay. Number two, the big brunch. The big brunch
Oh, the
was
big brunch, and it's doing so well.
Is
People
it?
have really loved it. Yeah, I hear great things.
Oh, I didn't know
I hear that they should replace that white guy with a Latina.
Well, whatever. The Big Brunch was the only show that I worked on this year because I did it from January to July and then I had a baby. So, but it was an accomplishment to be on set for a month pregnant
As a producer, yeah.
and it was a lot. And like, you know, Dan
No,
was
and
not
this
the
sh-
easiest
and-
person to work with.
Yeah.
So it was a lot and it was
Who-
great.
What do you that Dan Levy's not a person to work with? But in the
Moving
end, you
on.
liked him. You loved him, and then you whatever, and then you loved him again, right?
He didn't know what he wanted, and that was an
Well,
issue
yeah,
for
because
all
it was his
producers.
first production. Yeah.
Right. Well, he was also.
Well, anyway, the show turned out great, and I know
It
that
did, and it was great.
everything
And
to do with you.
thank you. Number three, I mean, starting this podcast. What a treat!
Yeah,
That was
is a
this
treat.
year, and it was like, listen, do I have red Leslie on my teeth? It was not easy to do. Number one,
Yeah,
because
we had no idea.
we had no idea what we were doing. Also,
And I know nothing about technology.
and I didn't know about like producing or putting together, editing a podcast. Like, and we didn't know if people were going to listen or whatever. So,
And we have to thank David. Shout out to David Yontef from Behind the Velvet
Behind the
Rope, 'cause
Velvet
he really did help
he
us
helped
out.
us. It was like, he was great. And it's just been a fun thing to be able to like every week have space to talk with you, even if it's
Yeah.
about bullshit.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not about bullshit.
I know. No, I know it. Underlying, there's always subtext that then, we learn something or we.
Yeah. Walk
that.
away with a little bit more knowledge about each other. And that's great. Number
And a
four.
few less mom issues.
Yeah, exactly. Number four, my baby moon. We went to Palm Springs. We went to the Parker Hotel, and I had been dying to go to the Parker. And it was so nice. It was like
It was
such
so nice.
a super. It was literally one night, but that was like truly all I can do because I couldn't not sleep in my bed for that long.
Right.
It was great. Baby moon, Parker Hotel. Also, everybody complimented me because I was like, I was in a perfect state of belly where I can wear a
Uh-huh.
bathing suit and it not look like obscene. Not obscene.
Right,
that
right,
sounds
right.
fucked up. But you know what I mean? Like I felt
Yeah, but you
cute
always look
still.
good during your pregnancy.
And I had like people come up to me and be like, oh, you're such a cute pregnant girl. And I was like, thank you.
Pregnant person. No one ever said that to me.
Well, whatever. Okay, number five. Finally getting to see Casey Musgraves in concert. I know you don't care about this one, but
I introduced you to her.
no, you didn't.
Oh God, we're not gonna do
We're
this
not gonna
again.
just, you know what? I think you might be right, but whatever. She doesn't tour often, and when she does, she only does a couple shows. And I like when she came out with the tour, I was like, I'm gonna purchase tickets, and I went to go see her, and I really had an emotional experience. I was also pregnant, and I was crying a lot, but it was so
You were
fun.
crying during the show.
Yes, like when she first started, she opened the show with the song Star-Crossed, and the song, and then there's like this fire heart behind her. I mean, I'm sobbing, and John Liam is like, are you okay? I cried a lot in that concert, and I was like, I'm not okay. Also, the whole album is about divorce, so he was like, Number 6, Tita meeting Lola. I know that these are not Lola themed, but not Lola themed in like my number one is Lola being born.
Yeah.
But Tita meeting Lola was a really big moment because she had this like uninterrupted time with her. It was her first, I don't know, it was just very special. And I don't think a lot of people get to have their great grandmother meet their kid. And it was just very special.
Yeah.
Number 7, coming back into my body. because and not like I'm
Man, and
skinny.
that happened fast.
I mean, finally getting back to a place where I can like bend over and stretch and like drink as much coffee as I want and just like feeling back to
You
myself a
like your
little bit.
routine and you know what,
Exactly.
yeah,
Being able to
and you like
sleep.
to know what your body's going to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Like being able to sleep on my stomach. Who knew that
Yeah.
would be a highlight?
Yeah.
But it was. Related to that, number 9 is drinking. Oh my God, did you hear that?
What?
She just pooped like hardcore.
She's a pooper, man.
Oh my God, you have no idea. Number 9 is drinking again. Being able to have a tequila soda with some lime.
But you're not drinking that much. Like you didn't
No,
drink that much on
but it was
Christmas
just
Eve.
like, when you can't do something, then you want to
Yeah.
do it
Then you
more.
want it. Yeah.
Especially socially, like when I would go out to dinner and stuff, and like you're so tired, pregnant and stuff, like,
Yeah.
and people would be having a glass of wine. I'm like, oh, I would be
You're like,
so much
why not me?
right. I would be so much more spunkier right now if I had like a little
Right.
tequila in me or whatever. So being able to like have a drink, a cocktail again, like even the other night, I had like a tequila soda with like pineapple, and it was so nice. I got a headache an hour after, but it doesn't matter.
Here?
I get to drink again. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and then my number 10, the final thing this year that was a highlight, transitioning from a dry powdered blush to a cream blush. It's game changer.
That is big. That is big.
It was a really big thing. I think it's changed
I mean,
everything.
yeah. Yeah. No, I see your cheekbones look better. And
I just
Yeah.
love blush. NARS Orgasm Cream Blush. Don't
there you
say
go.
I never helped you with
Is that
anything.
the lipstick I got you? No,
Not lipstick. It's the
the
blush.
lip gloss. No. I'm saying the one you're wearing right now.
Oh, yes. This is Sephora Red.
Yeah. It's so
Which,
good
by the
on
way,
you.
did you know that the Sephora makeup is made by the same people who do the like Louis Vuitton makeup, YSL makeup, like all
Yeah,
that?
it's all
the
it's all
same.
that same company. Yeah,
So
Be-
here's another thing: don't spend money
because they're owned
on
by them.
the YSLs and the Louis Vuitton and the Chanel red lipsticks or whatever. Just buy Sephora brand. It's the same
It's about the
formulas.
right color for you. I got to tell you that the thing that I get the most, yeah, I get so many questions about no, the most is about makeup. Like
Yeah.
for my age, people are always asking me to put, it's like what do you use or why don't you do a video or why don't you do whatever? They're like, oh, you should do videos while you do the podcast. I'm like, babe, it would kill me. I can't even, my ADD wouldn't allow me to keep.
Makeup tutorial videos.
Yeah, but like to do my makeup while we do the show, I'm like, no,
You
she would
basically
fire
do
me.
that in the beginning of every episode. You like
No,
are
but I
always
mean, like,
finishing makeup.
Yeah, but actually like explaining. So I might do that one day and we could just put it up on the,
You should.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I don't know. Let me bring her here for the final
Yeah, bring her.
final moment. Cookie.
Lola.
I hear you. She can only see you. Excuse me, Lola. Thank you. Lola, do you want to say anything for the final episode of 2022?
I want to say that
I was talking to Lola, but okay.
I do. I mean, I don't know. I haven't thought or planned to say anything. I am feeling very optimistic about 2023. I know that the last few years have been tough for many of us. COVID kind of people who have a tendency to depress and stuff like that have, kind of that has been an issue for them. It certainly has been for me. We have lost people that have mattered to us. A lot of things have happened. This has been a really tough year for our family. Despite that, you always read, embrace gratitude. And it's impossible to be sad if you think of all the things that you're grateful about. A lot of people always talk to me about, how I've reinvented myself and how whatever, and how I just keep going and doing things. So, for the moms, there's moms young and old, but the older ones listening, it's like, I just want people to take this opportunity to think about what they really want in 2023, to think about what their second act is or their third act, and to just not give up and just keep going and do whatever. If I can do it, you can do it. And really take the time to stop, look around, and see what you're
All the
grateful for.
roses. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. I have a ton of New Year's resolutions, not resolutions, I would say New Year's manifestations.
Mhm.
And one of the biggest ones that I think everybody should take from me is espacio. We had this thing in my high school that every single day they would put on the speaker 1 minute of espacio, which is space.
Wow, that is great. Which
And
is
it
really
was-
like a meditation.
Exactly. It was 1 minute of stop everything you're doing and be quiet. Just be still, be quiet. And that's what I'm taking into the new year. I'm taking space and time to just be still. Yeah. And I think everybody should.
I see this year as a big transition year for you,
Yeah.
because I remember exactly what it was like to be a new mom and how much I changed within that first year,
Yeah.
how much I discovered about myself, and how it's a lot. It's a lot of different things. And so I feel like I pray that you use that to reach, you've accomplished a lot of things,
heights.
but to reach a new, you're unstoppable. Well, I believe that about you. I'm gonna start crying.
Don't cry.
And that's what I want for you.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
also,
Sorry, I always end up crying.
well, it's an emotional, it's end of the year, man. It's a lot that's gone on. Also, just a side note, I think the end of the year stuff with the new year and everything can be triggering when it comes to like body issues and like feeling like you need to
Oh yeah.
get fit and get skinny and all this stuff. And this is a gentle reminder to don't fall into that. Like
No.
you're perfect the way you are. And that is just bullshit that the media is trying to
Right. And
pump
whatever
into
you do it for you.
Right.
Do it for you. Don't do it for a guy. Don't do it for friends. Don't do it for anything you see on social media. You feel good? Perfect. You don't
Yeah.
feel good? Change it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But
It's that easy. Yeah.
Don't fall into the diet culture trap of the new year. It's
Right.
not worth it and it makes you feel like shit and it's a bad way to start the year.
But you should buy Skinny Latina
Oh my
because
God.
it'll help you with lots of meal prep and eat healthier and just eat more
Delicious,
at home
honestly.
and delicious. And anytime you cook, you're doing something for yourself and for the people that you love. And so, the whole three, I'm not a pimper of my own products, but
Today we are.
I could help people feel really confident about cooking,
In
and
the
it's helped you.
kitchen.
You're not a cooking person,
has.
so, and it has, and it's like you can't fail with it. And so yeah, and I'm going to work on putting out a lot more recipes. I have new products coming out and stuff like that. So we are, so yeah, I'm just really excited about 2023, and I'm excited about seeing this one grow up and being around for a long time.
Yes. Okay, guys, thanks for listening to the final episode of 2022.
Yes.
We can't
Guys,
wait
and
to see you in the new year.
Yes, and for sure, don't forget to not only subscribe on the podcast, but also on YouTube. We have a lot of people watching YouTube.
Yeah.
If you write comments there, we will respond. Any questions you have, anything you'd like to see. You don't have to agree with us. You can tell us we're idiots. That's
Yeah,
fine. We're
we
okay
love
with
that.
that. We have no ego. But anything you'd like to see in the new year, more of, we aim to please.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow me on Instagram at @bayabout_rod. Follow my mom at Anna Cooks, QOOKS, and Mommy Issues the Pod on Instagram as well.
Oh, can I ask you just one last quiz question for 2022?
God.
Just me.
Okay.
In honor of Monkey.
Oh God.
What is a balloon mortgage?
A balloon mortgage?
Yeah.
It's a mortgage for the people who live in a balloon.
That's it. God, I knew you'd get it. All right.
It's an inflated mortgage?
Happy New Year. We'll talk about it next year.
Oh my God. Okay. Bye, guys.
Love you. Bye, Lola.